In a world where patience is everything, you must learn to perfect every move to stay alive. The beautifully haunting environments, alongside a lore-rich story that's not directly handed to you, make this game a true test of endurance. As one of the 30 hardest games, the punishing yet fair difficulty comes from its relentless bosses and enemies that force you to adapt your strategy. Dark Souls 3 doesn't just challenge your skills, it forces you to understand its deep combat mechanics and slowly progress through its dark, intricate world. Set in a stunning rendition of ancient Japan, the fluid, fast-paced combat requires near-perfect reflexes. The brutal difficulty makes every fight feel like a dance of life and death. As you master the parry system in Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, a game known for testing even the most seasoned players, the minimalist story serves as a backdrop to the gorgeous, deadly world you're navigating. This game demands that you adapt and refine your timing with every encounter. The atmosphere of a gothic nightmare cloaks you in dread, where every corner hides grotesque creatures waiting to tear you apart. You're forced to be aggressive in Bloodborne, a game where speed and precision are key to survival. With its fast-paced combat and cryptic narrative, it doesn't hold your hand. This sinister, grim world keeps you on edge, constantly testing how quickly you can adapt in the face of horrors. At first glance, the pixelated charm and heartwarming story may fool you into thinking it's easy, but this platformer is a brutal test of precision. As you guide Madeline up the mountain, you'll quickly realize why Celeste is revered for its challenge. Each level demands perfect timing, pushing your reflexes and patience. The challenge is not just about the difficult jumps, but about overcoming your own limits in this beautifully crafted world. Nostalgia aside, this classic beat-em-up game is notorious for its difficulty. Battletoads, 1991, offers fast-paced, chaotic gameplay that quickly turns into frustrating platforming segments that test your reflexes. The goofy graphics and quirky characters might seem fun, but surviving the infamous turbo tunnel is no joke. Its retro charm hides a game that's punishingly difficult, demanding perfect timing and precision to progress. Exploring a vast, eerie underground kingdom filled with mystery and danger, you'll find yourself lost in both beauty and difficulty. The combat and exploration in Hollow Knight are deceptively simple but require skill and precision, with every enemy encounter testing your patience. It's not just about surviving but mastering every move in a world where death is often and learning is slow. The minimal narrative only adds to the dark, mysterious vibe of the game. A 1930s cartoon aesthetic masks one of the hardest games of its generation, where each boss fight feels like a battle for survival. In Cuphead, the beautifully animated world is unforgiving, demanding you to learn every enemy pattern and perfect every dodge. It's relentless, offering no shortcuts or easy wins. Only the most persistent will experience the satisfaction of conquering its colorful yet cruel world. In this brutally fast platformer, every jump and dash needs to be perfect. The high-speed gameplay of Super Meat Boy throws you into levels filled with deadly obstacles that demand split-second timing. It's all about trial and error, where death is just another step towards success. The minimalist graphics might seem simple, but the intense, difficult gameplay leaves no room for mistakes. With deep combat mechanics and a dark, mythological world, this game pushes your skills to the limit. Nioh 2 offers complex, fast-paced battles against enemies that will crush you if you make a single misstep. Its beautifully crafted Japanese setting steeped in yokai lore adds to the intensity of the challenge. Mastery comes from both patience and adapting quickly to the brutal bosses that stand in your way. The gritty, war-torn world is unforgiving, where enemies are relentless and your firepower must be precise. Black for PS2, known for its realistic gunplay, throws you into chaotic environments with destructible objects and deadly foes. This title challenges you with its raw combat intensity and minimal story, focusing entirely on survival and mastering every firefight in the game's hostile, immersive world. With its quirky, twisted style, the world of The Binding of Isaac, Rebirth feels random, chaotic, and deeply disturbing, but it's the tough, fast-paced roguelike gameplay that stands out. Every run is different, with new enemies and challenges that require quick reflexes and luck. The dark, bizarre atmosphere and ever-changing dungeons make survival a matter of skill and perseverance. In a world full of beautiful, procedurally generated levels, fast-paced combat defines your experience. Dead Cells is all about fluid movement and adapting to the game's unpredictable dangers. Its roguelike nature means each death sets you back, forcing you to learn and adapt to increasingly difficult enemies. The game's stylized world and challenging mechanics make every run feel like a true test of your skills. The neon-lit cyberpunk world of Fury is filled with nothing but boss fights, each one more challenging than the last. This title title stands out for its intense combat mechanics, where parrying and timing are everything. The minimal story and striking visuals make every encounter feel like a duel to the death, where the only way forward is mastering every move and reaction. On the surface, it's a charming puzzle game, but Baba Is You forces you to rethink everything you know about logic. Tests your brain more than your reflexes. The clever mechanic of changing the rules of the game itself makes each puzzle feel like a complex mental exercise, where only those with immense patience and problem-solving skills will succeed in this deceptively difficult world. A sci-fi roguelike that pushes both your reflexes and patience to the limit. Returnal combines stunning visuals with brutal, fast-paced gameplay. This title stands out for its relentless enemies and permadeath mechanics, which force you to start over every time you die. The eerie, alien world adds to the challenge, making every victory feel hard-earned in a never-ending cycle of life and death. The relentless action in this bullet hell shooter tests your ability to keep track of every enemy and attack on screen. Ikaruga, with its unique polarity switching mechanic, pushes your reflexes and strategy to the limit. The sharp, clean graphics and fast gameplay demand perfection, with every mistake leading to instant failure, making each successful run feel like a major achievement. Futuristic mech battles are the core of Armored Core 6, where customizing your mech is just as important as mastering the combat. It challenges players to think strategically while being fast and precise. The sleek visuals and detailed world of mechanized warfare add depth to the experience, where survival depends on both skill and tactical thinking in this unforgiving battleground. Demon's Souls pulls no punches with its brutal difficulty, setting the tone for the entire genre it helped create. The medieval dark fantasy world is filled with deadly enemies and traps, where every decision could lead to death. Its intricate combat system and vague, mysterious story make every inch of progress feel like a monumental achievement in this bleak, dangerous world. The old-school charm of ghosts and goblins hides one of the most unforgiving experiences in gaming. As a knight battling through demons, you'll face relentless enemies and brutal level design that leaves no room for error. The pixelated graphics and nostalgic feel only amplify the frustration, making it a true test of skill, precision, and patience that players still struggle with today. The fast-paced, intense action of Ninja Gaiden 2004 demands mastery over its fluid combat system. Set in a stylized world full of deadly ninjas and mythical creatures, the game pushes your reflexes to the limit. Known for its punishing difficulty, the story of revenge adds depth, but it's the tight gameplay and relentless enemies that make every victory hard-fought and satisfying. Hotline Miami is a brutal, neon-drenched descent into fast-paced, one-hit kill combat. Each level demands precise execution, and the violent gameplay keeps you on edge. The game's pixel art graphics contrast with the sheer chaos of its gameplay, and while the story is minimal, the difficulty of each level makes every successful run feel like an intense, high-stakes thrill ride. The dark, post-apocalyptic world of The End is Nigh delivers some of the most punishing platforming you'll encounter. The minimalist design hides the complexity of its level challenges, where every move requires absolute precision. This game doesn't just test your platforming skills. It pushes you to adapt, learn, and overcome in a bleak world where mistakes are fatal and victory is rare. Managing a spaceship through hostile space, FTL. Faster Than Light is a strategy game that punishes every mistake. Each decision, whether in combat or resource management, can mean life or death for your crew. The pixel art and simple interface mask the deep, complex gameplay that makes every run feel different. It's a game where success is never guaranteed, making each victory hard-earned. Enter the Gungeon takes you on a bullet hell journey through randomly generated dungeons filled with enemies, secrets, and crazy weaponry. Its pixel art world is charming yet chaotic, offering fast-paced, tough-as-nails combat that demands perfect reflexes and strategic thinking. The roguelike structure makes it one of the most challenging dungeon crawlers, where survival is never assured. Axiom 2 throws you into a world where every decision can be the difference between victory and complete annihilation. Leading a resistance against an alien invasion, the tactical turn-based gameplay requires perfect planning and adaptability. Its difficulty stems from permadeath and limited resources, with the game's sharp visuals and tense atmosphere adding to the sense of desperation in every mission. Contra remains one of the quintessential run-and-gun games, known for its relentless difficulty. The side-scrolling action throws waves of enemies and deadly obstacles your way, requiring quick reflexes and memorization of patterns. Its simple graphics and fast-paced gameplay hide a challenge that has tested gamers for decades, where every mistake can be fatal, and only perfection leads to victory. Bringing fast-paced, bloody combat to a new generation, Doom 2016 offers relentless, in-your-face action. The smooth gunplay and demon-filled levels never let up, forcing you to keep moving and shooting to survive. The graphics are stunning, and the metal soundtrack only adds to the intensity. It's a game where hesitation means death, and the chaotic world will punish any lapse in focus. Climbing a mountain with a sledgehammer, getting over it with Bennett Foddy tests your patience more than your skill. The minimal controls and physics-based movement make every step feel like a struggle, where one wrong move can send you tumbling back to the start. Its simple visuals hide a deeply frustrating yet oddly rewarding experience that pushes your mental endurance to the limit. The peaceful, mysterious island in The Witness is filled with intricate puzzles that challenge both your mind and perception. The game's beautiful, minimalist world hides some of the most complex, multi-layered puzzles ever designed. There's no combat, no dialogue, just you and the puzzles, making every solution feel like a revelation, but only after countless hours of careful thought. Hades blends fast, fluid combat with a rich narrative set in the underworld of Greek mythology. Every run is different, and the procedurally generated levels make it tough to predict what's coming next. The sharp graphics and deep story keep you engaged, but it's the challenge of the fast-paced, roguelike gameplay that will test your skills as you battle through waves of enemies. The grim, beautifully detailed world of Death's Door is filled with intricate combat mechanics that demand precision and timing. You play as a small crow collecting souls, but the deceptively cute style hides a deep, challenging game. The bosses and enemies are tough, but the real challenge lies in mastering the combat system in a world that's as mysterious as it is dangerous. Subscribe if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up as that really helps a lot. If you think any game is missing or if you're planning to play any of these games, don't forget to leave a comment. Those were the 30 hardest games. This has been another video from New Quest Play, and I'll be here waiting for you for the next quest.